Okay, hello everyone, and today is the second episode of Millionaire Math. Let's go. So last time the topic was about division with a remainder. It was a topic for 5th grade, and today we continue with fractions, which is another topic for grade 5. And it's a topic which directly follows from the previous one, because as you know, when we find common denominators when adding fractions, the common denominator is simply the least common multiple of the various denominators. So let's jump right into it. I bet you can see the screen. I'm using a new software here to record it, so hopefully it's better than the previous one. So let's play Millionaire. Let's go. Okay. Okay, what is 3/5 minus 1/2? Think about it for 5 seconds and indicate the answer. Okay, did you find 1/10? That is the correct answer. Let me briefly show you on the tablet how we do this, okay, in more detail. So if someone has difficulty with this, so this is 3/5 minus 1/2, and as I told you, what we need to do is simply find the common denominator, which is, as we know from the previous topic, the least common multiple, the smallest number that can be divided both by 5 and by 2 without a remainder. So the least common multiple would be 10, right? So we expand here by 2, we expand here by 5, and what we get is 3 times 2, 6, minus 5/10, which is 1/10. Okay, that's for the first one. Let's go. What is 3/4 minus 9/20 times 5/6? Think for 5 seconds and give me the answer. Okay, did you find 3/8? It's C again. Let's check it. So what do we have here? So for the second problem, 3/4 minus 9/20 times 5/6. And you know the second basic property of fractions, which is reduction. We can divide here 20 and 5 by the same number, which is 5. We get 1 and 4. Then we can divide 9 and 6, we can reduce them by the same number, which in this case would be 3. So here 9 divided by 3 is 3, 6 divided by 3 would be 2, right? So we get 3/4 minus 3 times 1 is 3, and 2 times 4 would be 8, right? So again, we need to find the common denominator, which is 8 here. So we expand by 2, and we get 6 minus 3 all over 8, which is 3/8. Okay, let's go to the next one. In a class, there are 27 students, 5 9s out of which are boys. How many girls are in that class? Is it 15, 12, 18, or 10? I'll give you 5 seconds. And the correct answer is B, 12, right? Well, let's figure it out. So let's do again on the tablet. So 27 students, 5 nines of 27 are boys, right? So the word of translates in mathematics as times, okay? So if we want to find the number of boys, we just simply multiply. So we get boys equals 5 over 9 times 27. We reduce, we divide 27 and 9 by 9, we get 3 and 1, which is 15, right? So girls would be simply 27 minus the boys, minus 15, we get 12. Okay? That's for the third one. Let's go. A farmer needed to plow a 48 kilometers squared field in 3 days. On the first day he plowed half, and on the second day a third. How much did he plow on the third day? Okay, think about it, pause the video if you need to, and give me the answer. Okay, did you find B, 8? B is the correct answer. Let's work it out. Okay, so the area is 48 kilometers squared. Now for the first day he did half of that, so it will be 1/2 times 48, which is 24 kilometers squared. Then on the second day he did a third of the total area, so 1/3 times 48 is 16. So when we add what the work he has done on the first and on the second day, so first plus second day, we get 24 plus 16, which is 40 kilometers squared. So on the third day he will just do the rest, right? So third day it will be 48 minus 40, which is 8, which is 8 kilometers squared, and that's the answer. All right, let's go to the next one. Okay, a family saves 1/5 of its monthly income. How much did the family save in March if their income for the month was $1,750? Oh, I made a small typo here on the first answer. It should be USD, not UDS. Sorry for that. Okay, think about it for 5 seconds and tell me the answer. Okay, did you find 350? 350 is correct. Again, the word of means times, so what we need to do is just multiply 1,750 times 1/5, so it saves 1/5 of that. We multiply by 1/5, and that means we have to divide 1750 by 5, so 5 enters into 17 3 times, so minus 15. We get a remainder of 2. We bring out the 5. 25 divided by 5 is 5. Minus 25. Here it is. And we get 0, and we add a 0 at the end. 0 divided by 5 is 0. Okay, so we get 350 USD. That's it. Let's go to the next one. A garden is 18 meters long and its width is 2/3 of its length. What is the area of the garden in square meters? Okay, 5 seconds. Did you find D, 216? Let's see how. So the length, let's call it A. Okay, let's call it A. This is 18, and B is 2/3 of A. So 2/3 times A, which equals to 2/3 times 18. We reduce 18 by 3, we get 6. 6 times 2, 12 meters squared. So the area, as you know, is A times B, which would be 18 times 12, which would be 216 meters. Wow. I made a mistake here. It's just meters. It's not meter square. Meter square is a unit for area. It's not a unit for length. So B is just 12 meters and the area is 216 meters squared. Okay, let's move to the next one. A farmer plowed 800 square meters of a field, which is 2/7 of the total area. What is the total area of the field in square meters? Think about it. 5 seconds, pause the video and give me the answer. Okay, did you find D, 280? 280 is correct. Let's work it out. So we know that the garden, which is 800 square meters, this is not a garden, this is this is a field. Okay, so 800 square meters of the field represent 2/7 of the total area, right? So 800 would equal to 2/7 of means times A, the total area. Okay, so this 2/7 will go on the other side with division. So A equals 800 divide by 2/7, and as you know, when we divide by a fraction, this is the same as multiplying by the reciprocal of that fraction, and the reciprocal is just the fraction with numerators and denominators exchanging their places. Okay, so 800 times 7/2. I reduce 800 with 2, divide them, I get 400. 400 by 7 is 2800 meters squared. Okay, and that's the answer. A merchant sold 105 crates of grapes, which represent 3/4 of the total crates he initially had for sale. How many crates did the merchant originally have? Is it 140, 150, 120 or 180? 5 seconds. Okay, did you get A, 140? Let's work it out again. So it's the same problem as before. The merchant has 105 crates, which represent 3/4 of the total amount. Let's call it T. Okay, so T is going to equal 105 divided by 3/4, which is 105 times 4/3. I reduce 105 divided by 3, I get 35. 35 times 4, I get to 140 crates in total. Okay, let's go to the next one. Johnny saved $370 for a new bicycle, but the bicycle costs $444. What fraction of the total amount is Johnny still missing to make the purchase? 5 seconds. Pause the video if you need to. Okay. Did you find B, 1/6? Let's see why. Okay, so Johnny has $370. So what amount of money is he still missing to purchase the bicycle? So he is missing 444 minus 370, which would be what? So 4 minus 0 is 4, 14 minus 7 is 7, and 3 minus 3 is 0, so 74 USD. So what part is 74 out of the price? So Johnny is missing 74 out of 444 of the total amount of the price itself. So we reduce here, we can divide by 4, right? Divide by 4. 74 divided by 4, so this is 1. Oh, actually we cannot divide by 4. Let's divide it by 2. So 74 divided by 2 is 3, 7, 2, 2, 2. Okay, and now 37 is a prime number, right? 37 cannot be divided by any other number except 1 in itself. So let's figure out if 222 can be divided by 37. So 37, if we divide 222 by 37, actually we can figure out that yes, 222 can be divided by 37 and it's equal to 6. So let's make a check. 37 times 6 is equal to what? 7 times 6 is 2 with a remainder of 4. 6 times 3 is 18 plus 4, it's 22. Yes, it's correct. Okay, 37 times 6 is 222. So we can divide both the numerator and the denominator by 37 and we get to 1/6. So John is missing 1/6 of the price of the price. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay. Peter's homework assignment consisted of solving 85 math problems, but he managed to complete only 68. What fraction of the assignment did Peter finish? Is it 4/5, 1/5, 2/5, or 3/5? 5 seconds. Okay, and the answer is 4/5, right? So Peter solved 68, right? Was it 68? Yes, he solved 68 out of 85. Therefore, he solved 68 over 85. And now we have to figure out by which number, which is a common factor of 68 and 85. So 85 cannot be divided by 2 because it's an odd number, and 68 cannot be divided by 5, and they're not divisible by 3 as also, right? So let's see if we can divide them by it's not by 4. What is a common factor? We have to figure out the common factors, guys. We cannot just guess it. Okay, so 68, let's figure out together. Let's figure out the common factors. I'll put a line here. And I'll start dividing it. So 68 divided by 2 is 34, divided by 2 is 17. Okay, so 68 equals 2 to the power of 2 times 17. Then I do the same for 85, so I can divide by 5. I get to 17 again, is it? Yes, so 85 would be 5 times 17. Okay, we figure out the common factor. The common factor would be 17. This is how you do it if you don't know like by what numbers you should divide and reduce the fraction. Just figure out a common factor. So if I reduce both by 17, here I get 4, and here I'll get 5. So it's 4/5. Okay, that's it. In a movie theater, 5/6 out of the seats are reserved, leaving 80 seats unoccupied. How many seats are there in total in the theater? Is it 120, 240, 360, or D 480? Okay, and the answer is D, right? 480. So if 5/6 out of the seats are reserved, which part of the total amount is unoccupied? Well, obviously the total amount would be 1 or 100%. So in terms of part or fraction of the total amount, we are left with 1/6. Yes, so let's write it down. So if the total amount is X, okay, X would equal to the reserved seats plus the unoccupied seats. So the reserved seats are 5/6 of X of the total amount plus 80. So if I move X on the other side with minus, I get X minus 5/6. X equals 80. If I do a common denominator here, okay, so I get 6X minus 5X over 6 equals 80. x over 6 equals to 80, and this 6 goes on the right side with opposite sign, which is multiplication. So x equals 6 times 80, which is 480 seeds in total. Okay, this is the answer, 480. Let's go to the next one. A farmer can plow a field in 7 days, while another farmer can plow the field in 8 days. If the first farmer worked on the field for 4 days and the second worked for 3 days, what part of the, of the field is unplowed? Too many farmers today. Too many farmers. Okay. Okay, 5 seconds. Think about it, pause the video and give an answer. Okay, did you find B? 3/56 of the field is unplowed. Okay, let's see why. So 7 days, 8 days. Okay, so first farmer plows in 1 day 1/7 of the field. Okay, this is because he can plow the whole field in 7 days, and we assume that he's working an equal amount each day, and therefore each day he does 1/7 out of the total field, right? So the second farmer in 1 day plows 1/8 of the field, right, of the field, because he can do it again in 8 days. So each day he does an equal amount, so each day he does 1/8 of the job, right? So the first worked there for 3 days, and therefore each day doing 1/7 of the job. So for 3 days he'll do 3/7 of the job, right? Therefore he did 3/7 of the job. The second farmer worked for 4 days. So the second farmer worked for 4 days. So he did 4/8, which is the same as 1/2 of the job. Okay? And therefore they together did the sum, 3/7. Oh my god, the first farmer worked for 4 days and the second worked for 3 days. Okay, well, you got the logic, right? You got the logic. So all right, so the first farmer worked for 4 days. 4 days. So he did 4/7 of the job. Just give me a second. 4/7 of the job. The second farmer worked for 3 days. 3 days. So he did 3/8 of the job. 3/8 of the job. Okay, so we are good now. So together they did the sum of the work each of them did individually, right? So 4 sevenths plus 3 eighths. This is the amount of work they did together. So together they finished. So 4 sevenths plus 3 eighths, which is, now we find the common denominator 56. Here we expand by 8, here we expand by 7. So 4 times 8, 32, plus 3 times 7 is 21 over 56, which is 53/56 of the job. Okay, so if X is the entire field, my writing is bad today. If X is the entire field, what is left is X minus 53/56x, which is going to be, we expand by 56 here, common denominator is 56, so 56x minus 53x over 56, which is going to be simply what? 56 minus 53, which is going to be simply 3x over 56. So what is left is 3 over 56 of the job. Okay, that's it. That's it, nothing more. Let's go to the next one. In a math competition with no more than 50 participants from schools from A to E, the distribution goes as follows: 1/12 from school A, 1/9 from B, 1/6 from C, 1/3 from D. How many participants from school E? Is it 8, 9, 10 or 11? Think about it. And the answer is D. It's 11 participants from school E. Okay, let's see why. So, okay, let me check the problem so I don't mess up the numbers again. Okay, so 1/12 from A, 1/9 from B, 1/6 from C, and 1/3 from D. Okay, I got it. So what do we need to find here in order to find how many from E, right? How many participants from E? Well, we need to find a number which can be divisible by both 12, 9, 6 and 3 without a remainder. Because think about it, we cannot have 10 students in total, right? Because it's not possible to have 10 students and 1/12 out of those 10 students to be from school A, because obviously you cannot divide 10 by 12 without a remainder, and we need to have an integer, a positive integer of participants from each school. We cannot say that half a participant is from school A, for example, or from school B there were 3.5 participants or something like that. So we need a number here which is divisible by all these denominators 12, 9, 6 and 3 without a remainder, in order to have an integer number of participants from each school. Okay, so we are looking for the LCM. We are looking for the least common multiple of 12, 9, 6 and 3. Do you see how this topic is related to the previous one? We're using LCM and GCD all the time. Least common multiple, greatest common factors. Okay, so what is the least common multiple of these numbers? Well, it's 36, right? And 36 is less than 50. So it satisfies our condition for having less than 50 students. The next number, which is also divisible by 12, 9, 6 and 3 without a remainder, would be 36 times 2, which is 72, but 72 is more than 50, so it doesn't satisfy our condition. So the only number that can be divided by these four numbers, 12, 9, 6 and 3, and it's less than 50 at the same time, is 36. So 36 must be the total number of participants in that competition. So let's figure out then how many are from each school. So from A, we get 36 times 1/12, which is 3 participants. From B, we get 1/9 times 36, which is 4 participants. Oh, 3 participants here. Okay, from C, we get 1/6 times 36, which is 6 participants. And finally, from D, we get, what was it, 1/3 times 36, which is 12 participants. So now if we sum what we found here for each school, so A plus B plus C plus D is going to be 3 plus 4 plus 6 plus 12, which equals to 25 participants. So in order to find how many from E, we just subtract from the total amount. So E would be 36 minus 25, which is 11 participants. Okay. How did you find this problem? Were you able to solve it? It was a little harder this time. And let's go to the last one. Last problem. Half of Pythagoras students studied mathematics, 1/4 studied science, 1/7 studied philosophy, and in addition there were 3 women. How many students did he have in total? Was it 24, 28, 32 or 36? 5 seconds. And the answer is B, 28, right? Let's work it out. So, again, let's check what is given. So, half of the students studied mathematics. So, let's say he has X number of students. So, 1/2 of X, half of the total amount, study math. What was the next one? So 1/4 study science, so 1/4 X study science. Then 1/7 studied philosophy. 1/7 of X, of means times again, study philosophy. And there were 3 women. 3 women. So you see how we are given various groups of students. 1/2 studied this, 1/4 studied that. If we sum together all these various groups of students, we get to the total amount. So our equation would be simply X, which is the total amount, would equal the sum of the various groups. So those who study math, plus those who study science, plus those who study philosophy, and finally plus the women. Okay, so we find the common denominator here, which is 28, right? So we expand by 28, we expand by 14, we expand by 7, we expand by 4, and here we expand by 28. Okay, so we get 28x over 28 equals 14x plus 7x plus 4x plus 28 times 3, which is what? 8 times 3 is 4, 2 times 3 is 6 plus 2, 8, 84, right? Over 28. Now let's add this 14x plus 7x, so 28x over 28 equals to 14 plus 4 is 18 plus 7 is 25x plus 84 over 28. And now you can see that the denominators are equal on both sides, right? So we are interested in what x makes the numerators on both sides equal. So we can ignore the denominator. It's already equal on both sides. So we are asking for what x are the numerators on both sides also equal. So we are solving 28x equals to 25x plus 84. We move on the other side with minus. 28x minus 25x equals 84. 3x equals 84. X equals to 84 divided by 3. 84 divided by 3, which is 28. So he has 28 students in total. Okay? If you have any questions, let me know, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.